Our Lady of Peace, the senior, and of course, and not but least, the freshman from last season from the Foothillers here tonight, Sarah Lopez. The player of the year last year was Lexi Wright from Carlsbad, and the coach of the year was Dean Bellent, also from Carlsbad. So we're about ready to get it underway here at Jack Mashin Stadium in El Cajon in the border of La Mesa. Won't be giving you stats. You'll be able to catch that on the second copy. That's why you want to get the second copy. So shift colors for all you sailors past and present. We are underway on a overcast sky here, and it has been raining this afternoon here at 4:05 in Pacific time, and of course that's 7:05 on the East Coast. But it is not extremely cold. It's in the high 60s, low 70s. The Foothillers are in the blue with the yellow numbers. Their home digs last year was changed around to where the home team had to play their dark jerseys, and the away team would have to wear the light-colored jerseys. Coming to make a save is Jenna Kalin. First save of the match for either team. We're underway. A minute into the match. The center ref will be having the official time, so if I mention any time on the live stream, it will be close to accurate, and on the second copy, it will be extremely accurate up in the right-hand corner. Check out the website. It's new this year. That's gksports.org. I know I was saying it might be .com, but we decided to go with .org. Ball sent out of play. It'll be a throw-in for the Foothillers. Moreno will throw it in. Knocked out by Fawcett. And they'll gain a little bit of real estate down the right flank. Knocked out by the Foothillers. It'll be a throw-in for the Pointers. Winning 1-0 last season on Andelka Hankova. Run down the right flank and barely getting it by Jamie Ganello on the near post. And they didn't score that goal till it was almost the end of the first half. And it stood up. Sarah Lopez wasn't able to play in that match, unfortunately. But you can check all of that stuff out on the website. The YouTube website, YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, GK Sports. Scroll all the way back a while, about 8 months or so. Defending CIF champions, the Foothillers in blue. Payan drops it back. Moreno back to Payan. Back out to Moreno now for the run. The overlap. Cuts it back now. Sends it in some space up forward. Working that time with Hunter, the new player on the team. It is out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. Here comes Craig Aguirola in the Jack Mashin Stadium, the JV coach. Serena Brooks doing a fine job with that JV team. Providing good, solid players up to the varsity. Moreno looking for Hunter now and won't be able to get to it. We saw Olivia Hunter before a couple of years ago in the JV team. Drifting back, Moreno. Cervantes not able to keep it going. The Pointers will throw it in from their left flank. Getting it out of their defensive third, trying to go upfield. These two teams, the bulk of these players on Point Loma were not here on the Pointers last season. Chase York intercepted and knocked out of play. Correction, that was Cervantes. Amy Cervantes on that run. Change of hair color or something. Getting a little bit taller. Sarah Lopez wearing the head adornment today. We knew that would happen. And down the left flank, this is Dees. Her service sent out of play. It's going to turn out to be a throw in. Not quite a corner kick. Maddie Mayo was going to throw it in. Instead, Cervantes will throw it in. Correction, this is Andrade on the near side. Thought that might have been a 0, but it's not. It's an 8. So Andrade, the new player, she is a senior. She is a junior. Lopez and then Dees. Nobody there. So Sarah will go after it, kind of put some pressure on the defender. And so it works now for a throw-in. Andrade into the area. Nice intercept here, Cervantes. Drops it back. Moreno goes out of play, and it'll be a throw-in. Both teams dealing with some players that are not eligible to play because of their ECNL seasons or what have you. And that'll change very, very quickly. Here in the first game of the season for both the Point Loma Pointers and the Grossmont Foothillers. Hopefully you're enjoying the match so far. We're in the 8th minute according to the clock. On an overcast day to start it off. Very similar when I walked in here to the way the semifinal game was against Bonita Vista, where it was raining that night some months ago this year, but last season. You always wonder what a new season will bring to bear. Foothillers going through different things last season with injuries and that. Giovingo missing the most amount of games. But it didn't matter in the end. They still won the C.I.F title. What will 2019-2020 bring to bear? Early ball, but no chance that time for Mayo to get to it. Andrade on a good first touch, then loses it. 50-50 ball. And now they have something going. Want to get behind defenders, and they have done that now. Here's a run towards the keeper, and get it back there, the speed of Mayo to get it out of play. LaDeja Toll, the keeper for the Foothillers. Looking at that one coming right at her. On a good run down the central by Charlie Fawcett. So good activity that time. They took it from about the midfield area and won that midfield and were able to get behind defenders. Always dangerous for the keeper. So they get the corner kick. Do the Pointers of Point Loma High School. You mentioned where Point Loma is last season. Down here in San Diego County. After a deflection, out of play. And they're going to get another one. Only the second corner kick of the match. See what they do with it this time. Short kick it? They do. Want to keep the possession now. And here's the strike. It's intercepted by the Foothillers. And they come out with it upfield. Foothillers won their very first 4 games of the season last year. They were hot. And then it changed around. And they gave up the 4. Had to regain things and ended up the season winning the bulk of their games that they played. Led towards winning those playoff games and the C.I.F championship in San Diego against Valhalla Norseman. Matty Mayo. Drives it towards midfield against this JV-laden squad tonight for Point Loma. And it goes out of play. Substitution occurring. Jan Short comes out of the match. Cecilia Rosas into the match for the first time, starting her season. Down the left flank, want to keep that activity going, do the Pointers. A lot of good intricate passes, a lot of good connecting balls last season when they played the Foothillers at their place. Foothillers had a chance to win it, but their keeper, Pointers keeper Lococo, was able to stand the test and keep them off the board. Again, as I mentioned, Sir Lopez, second team all CIF player, was not at that match. So it'll be a throw-in for the Pointers. These two teams had not played each other in a few years. Way back in 2014, 2015, prior to last season. Now they, for the second year in a row, have renewed the rivalry, if you want to call it that. And some might, because that the Foothillers beat the Pointers in a playoff game in that 2014-2015 season. Throw in for Point Loma. And it's 0-0 match. Hopefully you're enjoying it wherever you are. Hopefully your day around the world has been fabulous. Or if you're starting a new one, that'll be a good one for you. As we're getting rain out here in the southwestern part of the United States. Talking about 1 to 3 inches of rain in Arizona. You're going to get some in Southern California as well. Already got some, as I mentioned earlier. I'm going to get more before this week is out. But we need it. You've heard about the rains. The fires, I should say. Start off the new year of rain. Last year he got double the amount. We'll see what happens this year, this rainy season. Throw it in from the far side touchline. Neither team has a shot on goal yet. Well, actually, the Foothillers have a couple, but nothing really of a challenge. The biggest challenge probably to putting it in the back of the net was the Pointers on that run some minutes ago. Maddie Mayo using her speed, getting back to the soccer ball and driving it out of play. And now here's another opportunity. Here's Lopez now. Sarah Lopez, you got to be careful committing yourself, but then look for somebody on a central. Nobody there. Now Lopez has it again. Lopez takes a shot and a goal. Does not count. Looked like it did, but that's only from my vantage point. Tandem refs, they know what's going on, at least in this match. Didn't work so well in the match over at Santana High School last year. The contested goal. Santana Sultans will never forget. Resulted in their head coach getting kicked out of that match. Was not accepting of what the yellow and black had to offer. So the goal kick. And just give you an opportunity to see how it sounds if you're new to GK Sports. Kind of knew it wasn't in the back of the net. Did not see the sign towards the central. Middle of the field. Tull gets her first save of the match. Maddie Mayo had to make sure she didn't run over her own keeper. But Maddie Mayo is dealing with, for the first time in actual competition play, new keepers that she has not dealt with on this varsity team. Mayo had to actually play keeper herself against Olympian last year. That was amazing. Foothillers came back in that match, tied it up after being down by 3 goals. Just could not win it. But those are the exciting matches and exciting things that can happen throughout the course of the season. What will it bear in 2019-2020? It's going to be fun. And we are thankful to the Grossmont High School District, Grossmont High School Athletic Department, to be a part of it for a 3rd year in a row. And in both the first 2 seasons, the Foothillers have been in the playoffs. And we don't have anything to do with that. It's all the work out there on the field, and the coaching staff have done a fine job. Throw in now for the Pointers. In the outside the area, and it's knocked out. Knocked out by the Pointers, so it's going to be a throw in for the Foothillers. 19 minutes have gone so far. Remember, said that first goal was scored somewhere around the 34th or 35th minute of the match the last time these two teams played each other. 40-minute half, so it's headed in that direction again. Will there be a score in the back of the net, or will it go 0-0 at the end of the first half? Moreno, the throw-in, the header into some space. Foothillers have possession. Intercepted. Now the Pointers now with a quick counterattack now. Aguilera. Nice job getting back to help out her teammate. D's. Lopez just couldn't quite control it. Trying for the steal with Sarah Lopez. Aguilera. The header, though, forward for the Pointers. Andrade pickpocketed. Point Loma, but nicely done by Taylor. And it's out of play. Still getting used to each other in this match. First one of the season. Zaramba into space. Ruthven still on the soccer ball. Over to Curran. As they drop it back, up forward, back to Larocco now. 50-50 ball taken away. Nicely done by Aguilera. Sends it out of play. Alexia Ortega throws it in. Just missed her teammate that time, Curran. Rosas trying to go out wide, but that one's not going to connect. So it's a throw-in for the Pointers at midfield. Or thereabouts. Point Loma now on the move. Pointers trying to get one against that back line, but intercepted. Foothillers send it all the way back to the Pointer back line. Now they come back upfield. And now they'll have a run down the left flank. Testing the speed. Fawcett. Dispossessed. Here's Maddie Mayo, but nobody to connect with. And into space, sending Toll to race after it was Alani Maguette. Toll, starting keeper in the very first game tonight. The Grossmont Foothillers in blue. Early ball, not able to link up that time with Hunter. And they're offsides. Stacy Zaramba, a little bit too anxious that time. Lopez went back to get it. Could not, but now our teammate cleans it up. That's Cervantes. Intercepted into space. Here's Zaramba now. To the near side to Larocco. Trying to run it down, Badiz. Or on the near side, that's Moreno getting it. Substitutions occurring for the Foothillers. Bridget Wilson is in the match. She's 00. 24, May Cervantes is in the match. She won a championship in a tournament with her team recently. May Cervantes. Bridget Wilson. And it's going to be a throw-in now with the Foothillers on good work by Bridget Wilson down the left flank. Cecilia Rosas throws it in for the Foothillers. Sarah Lopez, the sophomore now. Pass was intercepted. Zaramba. Mayo on the back line. Center defender sending it right at the keeper. having to make a save. Ruthven. Maggette trying to link up with Fawcett. Could not do it. In the central. Wilson knocked back. No call. Here's Lopez. Sarah Lopez now. Into the area. Sarah Lopez. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Sarah Lopez puts it into the back of the net, and that is the first goal of the match. The second team All-CIF from last season. Sarah Lopez, as a freshman now, she's a sophomore, opening up the year's worth of scoring on a beautiful run that time. So the Foothillers striking first, leading 1-0. Here's Wilson now, showing her speed. Down the left flank, drops it back, finds Dees. Dees now, and it is taken out of play by Dees. Maggette, nice work. Forcing that out on Dees, but the Foothillers have it now after the throw-in. Ziramba, dispossessed. Nicely done. Emi Cervantes. Hunter trying to run it down, won't get there. But we'll continue to put the pressure on the keeper. Sarah Lopez started off last season just surprising the entire section, scoring a bevy of goals in the first number of games. Making a name for herself. As I mentioned, garnering second team All-CIF honors. But Sarah got dinged up times, wasn't able to play a couple of games here and there. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Danielle Dees puts it in the back of the net from distance. 2-0, Foothillers. It's what you want to try to do. If you don't have a super, super tall keeper, try to see if you can get it up in the top side, into the back of the net from distance. Remember a shot by Mia Foster against the Norsemen last season. Kind of similar to that, putting it in the back of the net. In the first game, not in the championship game. It was at their house, which was one that really hurt. And actually, that game kind of sent a message to the Norsemen and how they were going to be ready for him if they played him again. 2-0, Foothillers lead over the Pointers of Point Loma. They were shut out last season, but different season this season. Different match. Different players. Hankova scoring that goal for the Pointers last season, and she is not in this match. She was just extremely fast on the wings, giving problems to the Foothillers. But a couple of miscues in the defensive area, the midfield area, have cost the Pointers in this match. Can they come back from it and try and get a draw out of this match or potentially win it? We will see. Or will the Foothillers continue the offensive prowess in this match or hold serve and be able to ride it in for victory? Get about 10 minutes left to go in the first half under just dark skies here. This whole scenario from a couple of days ago has changed as far as the weather's concerned out in the Southwest. It was extremely warm this weekend. Start off the week now. You'd see the clouds coming in earlier today and a little bit yesterday. Now, sky is completely dark, rain coming out of the sky. Very similar to, like I said, the semifinal match. And here, Pointers now in the area. Center ref says play on. The defenders for the Foothillers had to be careful that time. Can't follow them in the box for you young kids. It's a kick from the mark. Penalty kick. The service in the central. Aguilera didn't get the strike that she wanted on that soccer ball, and it is out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Pointers. Alexia Ortega will come over and throw it in, or either give way to her teammate. With about 8 minutes and change left to play in the first half. Ortega throws it in some space, intercepted nicely by Aguilera. However, they get it back. Aguilera gets a strike on it again. Now the Pointers down to central, but Toll comes off her line. They were offsides nevertheless. So the free kick. Grossmont leading 2-0. Under head coach Fernando Ramos, Nick Ager, and Megan Long. Megan coaching here at Grossmont High School. I should say teaching in the classroom, kind of like my parents used to do. Dad actually taught in high school. Retired, both of them did. Tired school teachers. See him one day in heaven. D's into the central to Lopez, and a tough shot, a goal! Go, 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 go! Sarah Lopez starting off this season again, similar to last season. She's got 2 goals in this match, and it's 3-0 Grossmont. Substitutions are going to come in. That was a great shot that time. English on it. Bend it away from the keeper. Not much of a chance. Into the match now. Chance York again. On to this soggy field at Jack Mashon Stadium. With the Foothillers, reminiscent of a match they played a couple seasons ago against El Capitan right here at Jack Mashon Stadium. It got so soggy, so rainy that they had to shut that match down. And the Foothillers winning that one in a big way. Getting a little money, Nick Ager. Easy for me to chuckle because I'm not out there. Sure he doesn't like it. But I got a little bit of that rain coming in. Some of the games on the road that we do are not in the press box. Well, say hello to us if you see us. Making another trip to La Costa Canyon coming up. Surely we won't have the press box there. Temperatures kind of drop down here now. Time running out. Maybe a few minutes left to go in the first half. A week ago, did not expect the first game of the season to be weather-wise in this nature. No sign of rain. A lot of warm temperatures. But that's what can happen in Southern California. Here's a shot from distance. Oh, and just missed on the near side. Sarah Lopez. Shown she's even stronger with the right foot. Knew she would gain a couple of inches in height. And if you're defenders around the county, that is not what you want to see. She was tough enough to handle last season. If she can stay healthy, more than likely going to be all CIF first team. Starting off in a big way. A couple goals tonight. Daniel Dees getting the other one. A junior. Throw in for the Foothillers in the attacking third. Chance York couldn't hold on to it. So now here come the Pointers now on a counterattack. Early ball now, but getting back there, and then a miss by Aguilera, but it goes over harmlessly to Toll. And LaDeja drives it upfield. The defensive setup for the Foothillers is not one that you're going to see the entire season. Bulk of the season, it will be a little bit different. But to start off this 2019-2020 season, it is this way. Maybe a couple of minutes left to go in the first half. Foothillers comfortably ahead in the world of soccer, 3-0. The Foothillers scored 5 goals in one of their games last season. Early. Nutmeg that time by Sarah Lopez. Just didn't have anybody on the other side of it. Cecilia Rosas, new to the team, throws it in. Rosas now runs onto it, but then loses it. Same number, Curran down the field now, trying to beat the Foothillers. They get behind them now. This is danger now in the area, and getting back is Maddie Mayo, showing the speed, being able to muck that play up. Mayo showing last season that she was different than the season before with her speed. And now as a junior, got that same speed, if not more. More wisdom after playing last season. The bulk of it. And the rain is coming down real hard right now. Night has been kind of sort of like Not quite like the El Capitan game. We'll see, but very similar to the semifinal game. The El Capitan game, they had to shut it down. Too much rain. Ortega. You know, the Vaqueros did not want to shut that game down. They wanted to keep playing. Then the tandem refs had to make a decision for the safety of the athletes. Ortega throws it into some space now, and won by the Foothillers getting it out. But coming back down the central, and then now it is going to go past the goal line. And that is the end of the first half of action here at Jack Mashin Stadium. And now everybody can get underneath an awning or something like that and try to stay away from the rain here at Jack Mashin Stadium. It is 3-0 on 2 goals by Sarah Lopez and 1 by Danielle Dees. Stick with us, probably about 10 minutes or thereabouts for the halftime on the live stream. And if you are watching this on the second copy, the highlights of the first half, the instant replays, and that is going to begin right now. See the sign towards the central, middle of the field. Toll gets her first save of the match. Here's Lopez. Sarah Lopez now. Into the area. Sarah Lopez. Goal! Go, 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 go. Here and there. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Danielle Dees puts it in the back of the net from distance. Early ball now, but getting back there, and then a miss by Aguilera, but it goes over harmlessly to Toll. So the Pointers, as we shift colors for all you sailors out there past and present, underway here in the second half, are going to have to find a way to get some quality shots, possess the ball a lot more. And here's an early ball, but they cannot be offside. That's not going to help out. The Foothillers have another keeper in the second half. I do not know who that is. But remember, they lost 2 seniors last season. Both of their 2 longtime keepers. And so this season is going to be working with different keepers. Here's a shot, and this one misses on the far post. The first quality shot of the match in the second half by either team. And the Pointers have kept the same keeper for the second half. We'll find out whether or not if it's on the tandem keepers, the tandem referees. Unfortunately, not having a center ref and 2 linesmen or 2 assistant referees or an assistant referee on the line is, well, they do have one on the line, but he's not on the line as you would normally think. Has to be a little bit closer at times because in San Diego County, they're not able to provide enough referees. So we'll find out what they decide to do as far as stopping this match. that both coaches have to decide that's what we want to do. And it is getting worse and worse. It is really coming down now. And only in the first few minutes of the second half. They said there might be some measurable rain, and they were talking about Arizona, but obviously it's clipping a little bit into San Diego as well. And out here, if you've never driven out here in the rainy scenarios, the roadways in the first rain are not very, very good. A lot of problems. A lot of bare tires, people sliding around. That brings up the oils out of the asphalt, and just very slick. Since they don't get much rain in Southern California, a lot of those who don't know how to drive in the rain, when you come out here and you're dealing with that scenario, you're realizing that if you're from a place where they do get a lot of rain, it's a totally different world out here. Plenty of accidents, unfortunately, in the first number of hours. We hope people can be safe out there and nobody gets hurt. Ball sent out of play in the near side. In his 3-0 endeavor on a rainy, soaked Tuesday early evening. Pointers throwing it in. Rocco. Into space. Good challenge by Matty Mayo now. Mayo just off the back leg of Sarah Lopez. Talented super soft. So it's going to be a throw-in now for the Pointers. Players and the tandem refs not able to stay out of the rain. And they'll see how long these tandem refs will be ready to stop it. If you're new to playing on the varsity on either of these two teams, finding out how it is. In a varsity high school match for the first time under rainy skies. May have to deal with it when it really means a lot. A chance to win the league or a chance to win the CIF. And surely one of these two schools will be in the CIF playoffs. And who knows? Maybe both of them will. Foul, and it's going to be a free kick now for the Pointers, a Point Loma. So the Foothillers will drop back in their own 18 and defend. Maggie Curran drives it straight on. A nice header, but just can't get a teammate to strike it. In the central, Sarah Lopez. Early ball, but not able to link up with her teammate, Bridget Wilson. 0-0 up front. New to the team. You just checked in. Been watching the Foothillers from the past 2 seasons here on GK Sports YouTube channel. And welcome aboard if it's your first time. Pointers now with a shot, but a little bit too high and off target. The 8th minute of the second half. 40-minute halves. Do the math. Matty Mayo will get it started. For Grossmont. Intercepted by Curran. But then the Foothillers get it back. Lopez on a chip forward, looking for Wilson. Didn't quite get it. Chance York. So wear those red cleats. Drives the ball out of play. It'll be a throw in now. With the Pointers in their deep back. (3-0). Grossmont leading over Point Loma. On 2 goals by Sarah Lopez in the first half. And a goal by Danielle Dees. Substitutions are going to occur for the home team of Grossmont, being able to start off this season in their first game at home. Amy Cervantes is out there in the match now. Tula Payan up front, number 6. Hunter's back into the match. And Kaya Moreno playing defender in the match, number 17. Hunter's number 11 out there in blue. At midfield for the Pointers of Point Loma. Right along the coastline out here in San Diego. San Diego County, the last county before the Mexican-United States border. If you're not familiar, United States, you're from somewhere else in the world, feel free to mention some comments where you're at watching this match. This is a live stream. And a shot and a chance, and just couldn't quite put it into the back of the net. About 9 minutes after 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5:08 out here in the West Coast. A very soggy late afternoon to start it off for the 2019-2020 CIF San Diego section season. And it goes out of play. A lot of good action in Northern California and in Central Park. And those seasons are all wrapped up. Now the southern section of CIF and San Diego section on tap now, boys and girls. And you'll see San Diego High School soccer, girls varsity soccer, on Thursday. So please tune in for that one. First time ever be doing all their home games. And they are CIF champions from last season in Division 3. Foothillers here in Division 2 from last season. So we're thankful to have 2 high school girls varsity teams this season and might have another one next season. One high school coaching staff has already asked about us. So we'll see what happens. Maddie Mayo gets a return pass. Maddie with a soggy soccer ball that gets deflected back to the keeper. For Point Loma, and it comes down a little harder now. really hard now. Very reminiscent of that El Capitan game of a couple seasons ago. And the decision is starting to come to bear for the two tandem refs. How long will they keep it going? Amazing that early in the week it was going to come down this hard. But if you're in Southern California, you really can't complain because last week in the other parts of the country, it was extremely bitterly cold. Draw a line in the middle of the country and take it all the way to the East Coast. Extremely bitterly cold all the way down to Florida. So the wintry type of scenario has come out here to Southern California. There'll be snow in the mountains, so those who like to snow ski before Thanksgiving are going to get their opportunity. Maddie Mayo will drift back and get it for the Foothillers of Grossmont. She drives that soccer ball forward, but intercepted nicely back towards Mayo. 50-50 ball and a collision, and Mayo going to try to shake it off. Don't know if the ref had saw that. To be very careful. Now when it's hit past the goal line, and now one of the refs is coming over to take a look at to see if Maddie Mayo is okay, and the other girl collided. And Mayo is going to come off now because they want to take a look at her. And so is Sarah Lopez. So Bridget Wilson is going to come into the match now, up forward. And Mayo is going to be taking a look at. Head trauma, the big hot button issue with all sports nowadays, especially in girls and women's soccer. When it comes to girls and women's sports, because they seem to not fare as well as the men and the boys do when it comes to collisions with the head. I know this. I have a niece that unfortunately has had to deal with that. Saw an NFL player that basically had to retire because of too many head issues recently here. It is a big, big deal. And, of course, most of you saw that, I think it was a Thursday night game where the player taking that a helmet and hitting the other player with it. Fortunately, in that case, it was the bottom part of the helmet. Had that been the top part of the helmet, it would have been an entirely different scenario. Either way, it was horrible. So head trauma, real big deal. Three 0 the Foothillers in this rain-soaked Tuesday, enjoying the lead, making it very, very tough. The Point Loma Pointers to come back. They don't have a fast track. You're going to have to work with a soggy soccer ball. And a foul. So it'll be a free kick now for the Foothillers. Kudos to the parents braving these wet conditions. Sitting up in the stands. Always feel better when you are seeing your kids' team win 3-0. very few have remained on the Point Loma side. But if we can provide the fact that you can watch it at home and stay out of the rain, then that's what we're going to do. And keep doing. We've done it now for 2 seasons and into a third. As long as these high schools will let us do that. Abby Bennett will throw it in. Down the right flank. Pointers trying to get something going, but it has been very, very tough in this match. Again, as I mentioned at the outset, a lot of players come up from the JV. As Zay Garcia squad is up against it tonight. Surely they'd love to play the Foothillers as they were off signs later on in the season and see how it goes. Because tonight is not looking in their way towards winning. 18 minutes are already gone, and we don't know how many minutes are going to be left in this one before the tandem refs decide to shut it down. But that's another factor that the Pointers are working with. Aguilera tries to get into that scenario and did so enough to send the ball upfield. Pointers in the last few minutes playing a lot better, and there's a shot from distance, but you can't get a lot of velocity on it if you keep it down on the ground. And then it is tough to get it up into the air. It's about in any scenario when you fall behind and you have to try to come back under inclement conditions, it is very tough to do so. Moreno. Kaya. Down the left flank with York. Or no, that might be Wilson over there. Tough to see. Notice it wasn't York without the red cleats. In the central. Off target. And that was, I believe, York that took the shot. Three 0. 20 minutes halfway through the second half. Coming out of the match, Riley LaRocco with the Pointers played pretty good in this match. Really not much happening on a consistent basis up front for her. Fawcett, dispossessed. York. Now taken away. But once you take it away, those conditions, those sloggy conditions, kind of slow it up and give the other players a chance to run it down. They got to be short passes. You got to connect a lot. These type of conditions. Otherwise, you have no chance really to get anything going. Probably have to go back a while for the Foothillers in a home opener of the season in these type of conditions. Dees still trying to put pressure, and it'll be a goal kick. Danielle Dees scoring one of the 3 goals, and that's why the Foothillers are in line to win this one. With about 18 minutes left to go on the clock, the refs are holding on to, unless they decide to shut this one down. Sarah Lopez scoring the other two. She's not in the match at this time. York on a attempted pass, knocked out of play. Carly Kennedy, one of the star players from last year, unfortunately may not play at all this season. We'll see what happens. She's one of the players that would have been available had she not gotten injured in her club season. Yet you more than likely will not see until the end of the season or later in the season. And it'll take her a while to get 100% fit. And maybe that won't even be until the playoffs. Giovingo you haven't seen in this game. You will see her. Same thing with Sminge, Kira. They are healthy. But when you have the club seasons, you have to. High school team has to honor that. Where they can get those players to be able to play with them. Rosas getting dispossessed. Changed their direction. It's out of play. Yeah, throw in for the Foothillers. York is coming out of the match. Coming into the match is May Cervantes. Mia Tillett's into the match. I haven't seen her in this one, unless I missed a substitution where she did come in. First time playing on the varsity team. And up forward, chasing this soccer ball down. They go out wide to Charlie Fawcett. Fawcett in the driving rain. Nobody there in the space. Grossmont intercepting it. But now Fawcett will run onto it. Fawcett being dispossessed. Got cover. Cross midfield. Grossmont with possession in the back. Driven past Hunter. Can't quite get it. Tillett wasn't able to get it either in the space. Here comes the Pointers, but nice play in the space there by Cervantes. Gamo going back to get it. And a foul. It'll be a free kick now for Point Loma. Down by 3. Not working with a lot of time. Maybe about 14 minutes left to go in the match. Maggie Karan with the free kick. Sloggy soccer ball. Dees wins it after the collision. Sends it across midfield. Pointers have it. Gamo now. Serving it out wide. Intercepted. Nice play in the back. Grossmont, the Foothillers, want to get a counter going. They do so with Rosas under duress. Loses it, but it's got good coverage right there by her teammate. Payan. Payan doesn't get the return pass as it was knocked out by the Pointers. 3-0. Foothillers enjoying the comfortable lead, scoring all 3 of them in the first half. Rosas with the throw-in. Getting it into Cervantes. Sent forward that time by May Cervantes. Intercepted. Fawcett down the right flank, trying to get a runner. Can't do much under driving rain. Still being strong, though. Looking for a runner on the backside. They got one. And that is Gamo. Into the central. Intercepted by the back line. Nicely done by the Foothillers. Didn't give up on the play. Ran all the way back to defend it. Hunter's always had speed. Can't run that one down. But nevertheless, sent out a play by Stacy Ziramba. It'll be a throw-in now for the Foothillers. Looking at about 12 minutes left to go in the match. Again, unless it's shut down. The rain hard at times and then lets up a little bit. But everybody's soaked out there on the pitch. Hitting the wet artificial turf was Gamo that time. Cervantes got a player on her back. Cervantes turns and then takes a shot. Great effort, though, by Cervantes. You got that player on your back. Emmy showing her strength that time on the sloggy field. Always will bode well for you as the season moves on. You learn what you can do. Especially as a senior, you want to be a leader. Played very well last season. Trying to follow it up with another good season. Cervantes, here she is right now. Sends it over to her teammate into space. As they work it from the wing, a bump. Dees with it. Working in that space. Dees sends it towards the 18. Nobody able to get it. And it goes out of play. Serious hard bump in the deep back. I can tell you what, over the 2 seasons that we've seen the Foothillers, they don't mind a physical play. And they've been able to show that working in their favor at times. Being able to get the necessary victories. Put that in the mindset of their opponent. And be in the playoffs 2 straight seasons. Last season winning the Division II section. And a nice save by the new keeper. Yes, I thought I heard the name Hallie. Hallie Swears. He's a senior. Didn't know who was going to be the backup keeper for the match. As I mentioned here in the second half, 2 outstanding keepers they had moved on. Go to college. So they've had to go with a whole new keeper cast. LaDeja Toll in the first half. It looks like it's Hallie Swears in the second half. Or Swears, whichever if we said it wrong. Junior varsity. Got to play a match right after this. Maybe it won't be as rainy. We'll find out. We won't find out. They'll find out. Done the JV before, though. And that's how we've seen some of these players work their way up to the varsity. Who knows? Maybe next season, be back doing the JV again. But nevertheless, around the county, possibility that could happen for maybe another high school. Never know. Just heard here, about 8 minutes left to play. in the match. That's about right. Near side. Payan on the run, right outside the area. Payan drives it off the side of frame. Nice little run by Payan. Got her former teammate and Hunter in the central. It's on the first time a couple years ago on the JV team playing together. You can see all of the action on GK Sports YouTube channel. The year that we did the JV last season, and of course, you'll be able to see this season. GK Sports YouTube channel. Subscribe to us. Be able to see all the live streaming action and the second copy. That's what you want to do. As well as our social media page. How do you do that? It's gksports.org. Go to the top of the page and you'll see our Facebook page. Join a conversation on Twitter. Pictures, not today of Instagram, but nobody wants to see rainy pictures, but moving forward. 50-50 ball, won by Point Loma. But in the back, being strong are the Foothillers. Trying to do something in midfield, but dispossessed that time was Curran. Ramba. Rorocco showing some speed. About 5 minutes and some change left to play in the match. Three 0. Up in that left-hand corner, you see the score. First live stream of the season being under wet skies out here in Southern California, San Diego County specifically. Eastern part, Jack Mashin Stadium, campus of Grossmont High School. Greg K. Porter, happy to be with you for this match, the first one of the 2019-2020 season, along with Pablo Espinal, bringing you the live stream and the sights and sounds. As I mentioned in the first half, his daughter now, I believe she's at San Diego State. I should say his niece, San Diego State. I got a niece that probably is going to be at Cal State Fullerton next year playing soccer. Playing her senior season at Thousand Oaks High School, along with her sister, same team. Trying to stay healthy. Enjoy playing together. Here's a shot at just off a frame. They're going to try to get a second ball, but just couldn't do it. Tried to put one into the back of the net. Late. Olivia Hunter now, to the near side, a Payan. And an early ball, just too much on it, even with the soggy, wet ball for Bridget Wilson to get to it. Foothillers trying to secure the shutout. Can they do it? First one of the season. First game of the season. Cutting it back, nicely done there, Stacy Zarumba, who's played well in this match. Early ball and a good one. Maggette now on the run. Maggette now, left-footed strike, and too much on it that time. And Hallie able to make the save. Might have wanted to put a little bit more air onto the soccer ball that time. About 3 minutes left to go in the match. Retreating back there was Abby Bennett. Fawcett dispossessed into Central. There's Zaramba again. Up forward to Larocco, and it is knocked out of play by the Foothillers. Larocco with the throw in now. Ron into the center. In the Central, I should say. York now, and a trip. And it's going to be a free kick. Not going to get a card. Just trying to play the ball that time. So a free kick now for the Pointers. A couple minutes left to go in the match. For the Foothillers to try and secure the shutout. Can they do it? Zaramba. It's a tough one, but it's not accurate enough. Foothillers not in a hurry. Trying to run it out. Run that clock out. D's. Zay Garcia saying, put some pressure on the Foothillers. You can hear him. Early ball. Swears, no problem. Center ref will be looking at his watch. There is no center ref. There's tandem refs. Will be looking at the one who's controlling the two at his watch momentarily. Just so used to seeing a center ref. You see us doing the youth games. We get to the San Diego section. Offsides. It turns into a tandem scenario. Once we get in the playoffs, it's a different deal. And we're sorry that we could not do the final game against Valhalla Norseman. But National Federation of High School, their video channel, not able to allow us to do that because they've made a deal with C.I.F. So we were also going to do the final of the Grossmont girls basketball team, but we could not do that as well. So you can stick with us all the way until the final. If they get in the playoffs, either for San Diego High School, the Cabers, or obviously here, the Foothillers. Both of them have won the section from last season. Trying to do it again. And that will do it here on a Tuesday. The first game of the season for both of these two high schools, Point Loma Pointers and the Grossmont Foothillers. By virtue of 2 goals in the first half, Sarah Lopez, the second team C.I.F. awardee from last season, scoring a couple of them, great goals. You can always take a look back at it on the second copy as well as on the live stream. After this one is over, Danielle D scoring the one in between the 2 goals. Accounting for all 3 of them. Here at Jack Mashin Stadium, hopefully you enjoyed all of the action. Again, don't forget, go to gksports.org and you will see this game or any of the games at a time when the games are just finished, or as far as the editing is concerned, right there on that page. Go up to the top of the page, web page, and you will see the Instagram symbol as well as the Twitter or the Facebook. Facebook always with the latest from Max Preps on the day, as well as junior college and professional sports. That is the good one right there. For Pablo Espinal, I'm Greg K. Porter saying so long from El Cajon and Grossmont High School. We'll see you on Thursday, San Diego High School Cabers and High Tech San Diego. Tune in for that one. So long now. See the sign towards the central. Middle of the field. Toll gets her first save of the match. Wilson knocked back. No call. Here's Lopez. Sarah Lopez now. Into the area. Sarah Lopez. Goal! Games here and there. Goal! Go, 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 goal! Danielle Dees puts it in the back of the net from distance. Early ball now, but getting back there, and then a miss by Aguilera, but it goes over harmlessly to Toll. Maggie Curran drives it straight on. A nice header, but just can't get a teammate to strike it. And a shot and a chance, and just couldn't quite. And a shot and a chance, and just couldn't quite. Trying to stay healthy. Enjoy playing together. Here's a shot, and just off a frame. They're going to try to get a second ball, but just couldn't do it.